Get your pen ready, because if there were ever a chapter you'd want to underline a bunch of stuff, it's this one. There is... Satan sucks, man, you know? So we are, hi, it's the morning. No one is home, and so I thought maybe I'd catch you guys waking up or laying in bed instead of me falling asleep at nighttime. We are in Doctrine and Covenants 10, and we are going to be learning all about the adversary. And like we talked about last night, when we are reading this, always think about yourself every time you read the scriptures. So, okay, maybe this isn't as well orchestrated as some of the other nights, so we're really just going to read this, but get ready. If you don't want to get your scriptures out, fine. That's fine. I'm reading them to you. But if you do, get your pen ready, because there are a lot of things you'll probably want to underline and go back to. This is a little bit of a chapter to get through. We have 70 verses, so you can either hop off now or just commit to learning about the adversary. So we're going to bring our pal back in here. We haven't talked much about Martin Harris. We've been kind of on the Oliver train for the past few chapters, but if we're going back, we lost pages. This is where people are trying to change what was said, bring it back, and then catch them in, like, told you it's not God's work, right? So this is what we're reading. Bad men are trying to fool Joseph, catch him in their own tricks to prove the entire church and his work wrong. So this is where we're at. But you know the cool thing, one of the cool things about God is even though Joseph and Martin really thought that they've lost their soul because of this mistake, Joseph was just was pretty persistent to let Martin borrow some pages, and the Lord said no, but they did it anyways. But even though 2,400 years ago, God knew what Joseph and Martin would do, does that just blow your mind, or is it just my mind that's blown? Because 2,400 years ago, he knew that Joseph and Martin and these bad men who's trying to change the words, that this whole thing was going to happen and unfold, that he inspired some prophets in the Book of Mormon to make up for what was going to be lost. And that is in, 1 Nephi 9? I'm eating my hair. I believe it's 1 Nephi chapter 9 is filling in the holes of what was lost. Pretty cool. So even though you may think that you messed up really bad, and maybe you did, God already knew that, and he has orchestrated ways to overcome the adversary trying to get leverage on us and the work. And it's just not gonna happen. Let's just read. No, wait. I really like what they said in the very first sentence of the Come Follow Me manual. What does it say? Satan would prefer that we forget he exists. We at least fail to recognize his attempts to influence us. He is constant, active opposition to God's work. All right, we're going to read. Bear with me. It's a long one, but it's really good. Get your pens ready. Think about your life and Satan. Okay. Here we go. Doctrine and Covenants 10. Now behold, I say unto you, that because you delivered up the writings which you had power given unto you to translate by the means of the Urim and Thummim into the hands of a wicked man, you have lost them. Way to go. You also lost your gift at the same time, and your mind became darkened. Nevertheless, it is now restored to you, unto you again. Therefore, see that you are faithful and continue. I underline that because that's a phrase for me. Be faithful and continue unto the finishing of the remainder of the work of the translation that has begun. Now, this is a good self-care verse. Do not run faster or labor more than you have strength and means. Underline, self-care. There you go. Provided to enable you to translate, but be diligent unto the end. Pray always that you may come off conqueror, that you may conquer Satan, that you may escape the hands of the servants of Satan, that do uphold his work. Behold, they have sought to destroy you. Even the man in whom you have trusted has sought to destroy you. They are constantly trying to seek to destroy you. And a lot of the times that destruction comes in the form of standing still. When I self-reflect on me and maybe how does he have his grasp on you? When I think of that question, how does he have his grasp on me? A lot of the time it's just I'm not doing anything. That's exactly it. I'm standing still. How does he have his grasp on you? You should probably try and pinpoint that answer, because if it is true, which we found out that it is, that the adversary is constantly with you, at war with you, and working on you, how can we see him? Where is he? How can we overcome it? Because we know that we can. Moving on. Okay, for this cause I have said that he is a wicked man, for he has sought to take away the things wherewith you have been entrusted. And he has also sought to destroy your gift. And because you have delivered the writings into his hands, behold, wicked men have taken them from you. Therefore you have delivered them up, yea, that was sacred unto the wickedness. And behold, Satan hath put into their hearts to alter the words which you have caused to be written, or which you have translated, which have gone out of your hands. And behold, I say unto you that because you have altered the words, they read contrary from the words, from that which translated and caused to be written. And on this wise the devil has sought to lay a cunning plan, that he may destroy this work. For he hath put into the hearts to do this by lying, that they may say that they have caught you in the words which you have pretended to translate. Verily I say unto you that I will not suffer that Satan shall accomplish his evil design in this thing. For behold, he has put into their hearts to get thee to tempt the Lord thy God, in asking to translate it over again. And then behold, they will say and think in their hearts, we will see if God has given him power to translate. If so, he will also give him power again. And if God giveth him power again, or if he translates again, or in other words, if he bringeth forth the same words, behold, we have the same with us, we have altered them. Therefore they will not agree, and we will say that he has lied in his words, and that he has no gift, and that he has no power. Therefore we will destroy him and also the work, and we will do this that we may not be ashamed in the end, that we may get glory of the world. Interesting words for them? No, that's not a surprise there. They're looking for glory of the world. Okay, verily, verily, I say unto you that Satan he does have great hold upon their hearts. He stirreth them up to do iniquity against that which is good. Their hearts are corrupt, full of wickedness, abominations. They love darkness rather than light, because their deeds are evil. Therefore they will not ask of me, meaning they're not turning to him. Satan stirreth them up, and he may lead their souls to destruction. And thus he has laid a cunning plan, thinking to destroy the work of God. But I will require this at their hands, and it shall turn to their shame, their condemnation in the day of judgment. Don't you ever get bugged, or maybe, I doubt it's just me, but do you ever see people doing things they shouldn't, and you just get so frustrated because you feel like they shouldn't get away with it? Yeah. Good reminder, God's going to deal with it at some point. So just take that burden and weight out of your you. Okay. He stirreth them up to the heart. Oh, you guys, listen. Whoever read the Book of Mormon with me, every single time we hear about those in opposition. 100% of the time it used the word flatter. How did they get such a following, the wicked people? Well, they used flattery. They told them what they wanted to hear. It is the most subtle and impactful tactic that the adversary has. So get this, we're going to hear the word flattereth 3 times, and it's just like, of course. It's the biggest theme among the wicked, is they use what we want to hear to lure us in. So if you want to know the most dangerous, subtle snare of the adversary, it's this. It's telling us what we want to hear. That is how he lures us. And it's so freaky scary, but we can overcome it. We just gotta notice it. Turn to God. Okay, ready? Verse 25, yea, he saith unto them, deceive and lie, in wait to catch, that you may destroy. Behold, this is no harm. And thus he flattereth them, and telleth them that there is no sin to lie, that they may catch a man in a lie, that they may destroy him. And thus he flattereth them, leadeth them along, until he draggeth their souls down to hell. And thus he causeth them to catch themselves in their own snare. And thus he goeth up and down to and fro in the earth, seeking to destroy the souls of men. Verily, verily, I say unto you, woe be unto him that lieth to deceive, because he supposeth that another lieth to deceive, for such are not exempt to the justice of God. Now behold, they have altered these words, because Satan saith unto them, he hath deceived you, and thus he flattereth them away to do iniquity, to get thee to tempt the Lord thy God. Behold, I say unto you, that you shall not translate again those words which have gone forth out of your hands. For behold, they shall not accomplish their evil designs in lyings against those words. For behold, if you should bring forth the same words, they will say that you have lied and that you have pretended to translate, but that you have contradicted yourself. And behold, they will publish this. Satan will harden the hearts of the people to stir them up to anger against you, that they will not believe my work. Thus, underline this, Satan thinketh to overpower your testimony. That is his number one goal. So if you want to see yourself in this chapter, I feel like, well, it's really easy to. That's his main goal. So what is coming against us, like in verse 33, what in any form is coming against us right now to try and overpower or weaken or taken away or stand still us and our testimony and our efforts within God and our relationship with him and his church? If you can pinpoint those flags, it's gonna be so good for you. And your soul and your brain and your well-being. So verse 33, think of those things that are trying to take away and nag. Okay, moving on. Behold, here is wisdom. And because I show unto you wisdom and give unto you commandments concerning these things, what you shall do, show it not unto the world, until you have accomplished the work of translation. Marvel not that I said unto you, here is wisdom. Show it not unto the world, for I have said, show it not unto the world, that you may be preserved. Behold, I do not say that you shall not show it unto the righteous, but as you cannot always judge the righteous, or as you cannot always tell the wicked from the righteous, which is so true, therefore I say unto you, hold your peace, until I shall see fit to make all things known unto the world concerning the matter. So if you are struggling in any way, I think that's a really good line for Jesus himself to tell you. Hold your peace. There is great wisdom in me in your exact situation. Sometimes that's all you sometimes that's all you need to hear. Is like, you just want him to know that he's aware. Do you see what's going on? Do you see what these people are doing? Do you see what's happening to me and the damage that's being done? And he's just saying, yeah, be at peace. There is great wisdom in me and what shall happen. Okay, and now verily I say unto you that the account of those things that you have written have gone out of your hands is engraven upon the plates of Nephi. Yep, First Nephi, chapter 9, I think. Yeah, you remember it was said in those writings that a more particular account was given of these things upon the plates of Nephi. And now, because the account which is engraven upon the plates of Nephi is more particular concerning the things which, in my wisdom, don't you love that? We hear a lot of that. Always look for a repetition of words or phrases, because that's a really strong message that I think God wants us to take note of. So right now, in my wisdom is a very good contender for repetition in this chapter. Good reminder that he knows all, so just remember. Okay. In my wisdom, I would bring to the knowledge of the people in this account. Therefore, you shall translate the engravings which are on the plates of Nephi, down even till you come to the reign of King Benjamin, or until you come to that which you have translated, which you have retained. And behold, you shall publish it as the record of Nephi, and thus I will confound those who have altered my words. He will take care of it. We don't need to take that responsibility or weight to us. It's so easy to do that. You know what I mean? I was just talking about that with my friend. Okay. Anyways, I will not suffer that they shall destroy my work. I will show unto them that my wisdom is greater than the cunning of the devil. That is verse 43. If you want to go back and remind yourself with a good underline. I will not suffer. I will show unto them that my wisdom is greater than the cunning of the devil. God's got his own ways and in his own times, but he will take care of all of them and all of it. Behold, they have only got a part or an abridgment of the account of Nephi. Behold, there are many things graven upon the plates of Nephi, which do throw greater views upon my gospel. Therefore, it is wisdom in me. What? How many times have we read that now? 5, 6? I don't know. That's not right. But a lot. It is wisdom in me that you should translate the first part of the engravings of Nephi and send forth in this work. Now behold, all the remainder of this work does contain all the parts of my gospel. We are not missing anything, regardless of the mistakes of us, regardless of the mistakes of Martin and Joseph and us. We're not missing anything. The Lord will not allow us to be lacking, because his work is too important, and we are too important to him. Behold, all the remainder of this work does contain all those parts of my gospel, which my holy prophets, yea, also my disciples desired in their prayer should come forth unto this people. And I said unto them that it should be granted unto them according to their faith in their prayers. Yea, and this was their faith, that my gospel which I give unto them, that they might preach in their days, might come unto their brethren the Lamanites, and also all those that had become Lamanites because of their dissensions. Dissenters are people who used to believe but no longer do. Now, this is not all. Their faith in their prayers was that this gospel should be made known also, if it were possible, that other nations should possess this land. And thus they did leave a blessing upon this land in their prayers, that whosoever should believe in this gospel in this land might have eternal life. That's us. We're here in this land in the future, and we have it. So to see that their prayers that they had 2,400 years ago are being magnified to this degree, could they even wrap their brains around that at that time? I don't know. All right, so if you want to have faith in your prayers that you are saying, this is a really great example of answered prayers and God not forgetting what we are praying and desiring. Because here we are now. I mean, if we go back to the Lamanites and the Nephites, this particular time, I mean, in First Nephi was 2,400 years ago. Like, yeah, he didn't forget their prayers. We are walking examples of their prayers from that long ago. So, just think about your prayers like that. Where are we at? Yea, this was their faith, that my gospel which I have given unto them, that they might preach in their days. We already read that. And thus we did leave a blessing. We read that. Yea, and it might be free unto all of whatsoever nation, kindred, tongue, and people they may be. And now behold, according to their faith in prayer. So if we want to point out more repetitions, this is another repetitious phrase. According to their faith in prayers. That's the second time we've heard it in just a few short verses. Will I bring this part of my gospel to the knowledge of my people? Behold, I do not bring it to destroy that which they have received, but to build it up. And for this cause have I said, if this generation harden not their hearts, I will establish my church among them. Now I do not say this to destroy my church, but I say this to, repetitious, build up my church. So his purpose is to build up. Also think of yourself with that. And for this cause have I said, harden not their hearts, I will establish my church. Yes, whosoever belongeth to my church need not fear, for such shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. But it is they who do not fear me, neither keep my commandments, but build up churches unto themselves to get gain. Yea, and all those that do wickedly build up the kingdom of the devil. Yea, and verily, verily, I say unto you that it is they that I will disturb, and cause to tremble and shake to the center. Behold, I am Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I came unto my own, and my own received me not. I am the light which shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. Those two verses are word for word from Doctrine and Covenants 6. Interesting. I am he who said, other sheep have I which are not of this fold, unto my disciples, and many there were that understood me not. And I will show unto this people that I had other sheep, that they were a branch of the house of Jacob, and I will bring to light their marvelous works, which they did in my name. And I will also bring to light my gospel, which was ministered unto them, and behold, they shall not deny that which ye should have received, but they shall build it up. That's the third time we've heard that phrase. Build it up, and shall bring to light the true points of my doctrine, yea, and the only doctrine which is in me. So Jesus Christ himself is speaking, and he's saying, this is my doctrine. This is my doctrine. This is the doctrine that is in me. Now, if Jesus is saying that, that holds a lot of weight. So maybe it's one thing when we read the Book of Mormon and you're like, the prophet's like, yes, this is the word of God. And you're like, okay. But this is Jesus himself saying, no, this right here, this is it. This is mine. This is what's in me. Then I do feel like it holds a little bit more weight because it's Jesus. And this I do, that I may establish my gospel, that there may not be so much contention. Satan doth stir up the hearts of people to contention. Do we see a lot of that right now? I do. So we are learning a lot of adjectives of the adversary in this chapter of 10 of the Doctrine and Covenants. Satan doth stir up the hearts of the people to contention. Run far away from it. Just don't even engage. Concerning the points of my doctrine, and in these things do they err, for they do wrest the scriptures and do not understand them. I think we see a lot of opposition from people who who use or try to use scriptures against us. Well, Jesus is very aware of that tactic and just called them out on that. They don't understand them. Therefore, I will. We see a lot of I will from Jesus in this chapter. I will unfold unto them this great mystery. I will gather them as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, if they will not harden their hearts. Yea, if they will come, they may, and partake of the waters of life freely. Behold, this, another repetitious, this is my doctrine. Whosoever repenteth, cometh unto me, the same is my church. Whosoever declareth more or less than this, the same is not of me, but is against me. Therefore, he is not of my church. And now behold, whatsoever is my church, and endureth of my church to the end, him will I establish upon my rock. The gates of hell shall not prevail against them. And now remember the words of him who is the life and the light of the world, your Redeemer, your Lord, and yours, God. Amen. Like your God. You have a God, and he is yours to keep, yours to turn to always. That, if that alone isn't empowering, I don't know what is. The most powerful being to ever exist is yours, on your side. That is literally the most empowering thing to ever exist. So maybe we should just end with that. We are going to end with the fact that God is yours and he is on your side. And just like the example of Martin and Joseph, who may be messing up big, look at how he just easily and quickly forgave them to continue with important things to do. So whatever you feel like you've messed up, maybe you feel like you're messing up in big ways, this is the Joseph Smith, like, he just moved from it. God did, so quickly. And he allowed him to live life in a beautiful and vibrant and important, crucial way. And that is 100% true for you. Hands down. So remember that, and then do some self-reflection to find those red flags and snares from the adversary that we read in the first chapter, the first half of the chapter, to cast them out. God is way more powerful, and we have the power to literally cast Satan out of our mind, out of a situation that he doesn't need to be in, and get rid of any unnecessary crap that we shouldn't and don't need to be dealing with, because life is hard without his added weight and confusion and subtleties that are so dangerous. Cast him out. You have the power. Do you guys know He-Man? I've got the power. That's you, because you're his. You are his. So, bada bing, bada boom. Thanks for joining me in the morning instead of at night. But don't we like this awake version of Al? Me awake and conscious. Very nice. Usually. Bye.